I'm Selvi. No one asked for this, no one wanted this, but I decided to do this Q&A as an excuse to talk about some of my favorite behind-the-scenes bits from Willow. Yeah, we'll talk about trolls later. Shush. I'm gonna break this video up into 3 categories to keep it all structured, for my sake. I'm gonna talk about the Owl House first, then me, and then my trolls videos. Also, I actually bought a mic for this Q&A because I didn't have one, so if the audio is a little off, I apologize. I'm not a sound design person. I'm just a girl sitting in her closet, hoping my pet birds don't scream while I'm in here. Now, for those of you new to this channel, I spent a year of my life making a 47-minute long animatic movie, or 11-part animatic series, where I cast Owl House characters in the roles of Willow the Musical, and I honestly had a lot of fun with it, so that's what I'll be referring to in a lot of these questions. If you're interested in watching it and don't want spoilers, skip to this time. Alright, let's get into it. From Fire Rose 4495, will Amity show and or tell Ida who the true culprit is? Will Bria and Basha be expelled from Hexside? Will Gus still be friends with Willow? And how will Darius react to Hunter's death? Now, most of these questions were answered in the surprise finale, but this wasn't always going to be the case. I fully intended for this to end tragically, with Willow and Hunter dying at the end. But I felt like the fandom's been traumatized enough, so instead I added 1 or 2 more songs and gave everyone a happy ending. But I still left it detached in the playlist, so if you prefer the tragic ending, just don't watch the last episode and you'll be fine. To answer the questions in order, a few people ended up stepping forward to rat on Bria and Basha because of how things ended up going. You know, they didn't want to go down for the destruction of the gym and attempted unaliving of fellow students. Plus, I figured that since people use oracle magic, it's easy to find out the truth about something like this. And for 2 counts of attempted unaliving, they weren't just expelled, they were sent to prison, and they're waiting for trial. I did have a draft where Willow just full-on unalives everyone, but I didn't think it fit with her character at all, and I love her too much for character assassination. A little world building. Again, if you didn't watch the first video and read the description, basically, the only thing different with this timeline that set everything off is that Lilith didn't curse Ida. Ida is completely fine, which is why Belos is defeated a lot earlier, and everyone's happy and everything's great. They form a council to replace Belos to avoid one person having all the power, and 3 of these people on this council are Lilith, Darius, and Eber. Now, do you think that Bria and Basha would be given a lenient sentence for almost murdering their son/nephew person that they care about? Yes, sorry, completely forgot. Gus and Willow are still friends, and Amity joins the friend group, and everyone's friends, and Luz is also going to be there, and you can just assume everyone got their happily ever after and whatever. From Nolia Whispers, will there be any more of this timeline? Will you possibly make any Gus stuff? Will the TOH videos continue? If not, that's fine. I'd love to see your OCs. Thank you. Again, if you're new to this channel, I have a fantasy webcomic called Fodder. I plan on posting more about it on this channel soon. I promise. I just gotta get through trolls, and then it's all gonna be fodder. It's gonna be great. I promise. As for Owl House content, unfortunately, I am done with animating for it, but by all means, if you want to take my AU I created and explore it, have at it. I always encourage creativity. You can draw whatever conclusions you want. I have created this child. I am sending it out into the world to go experience whatever you guys come up with. Just have at it. Also, I do think that Gasolomew is a cute ship. I butchered the name. And Gus was by far the most underutilized character in the show. Inspiration just never struck enough to warrant their own animatic. The best I could do were hints of their relationship in the Willow AU, which again could be taken as romantic or friendship. I didn't want to really pick a side because I felt like, again, they didn't get enough screen time because they were unutilized characters. So now we're transitioning to questions about me. So first up, we've got what inspired you to be an animator and how long have you been animating for? I think the easy answer is that I've always been a big fan of animated movies. Wow, big shocker, I know. But around my junior year of college, back in 2021, I had a part-time job. My supervisors noticed that I like to draw, and they asked me to animate something for an educational webisode something or other they were releasing campus-wide for faculty. I'd never tried animating before, and the whole thing took a few months to finish, since I was completely self-taught. After I had gotten used to the process, I decided to do some animating on my own. Around the same time, I was watching the show called Tangled the Series, which was a show based on the Disney movie Tangled. Now, the thing that got me to watch the show initially was Jeremy Jordan, because he has an amazing voice and he's the king of Broadway. I ended up really liking the show, though. I liked it so much, I even ended up writing a character for the show. Her name is Lilith. I gave her relationships, lore, character arcs, and really liked what I was creating. And then I heard the song Live Again from It's a Broad Wasted Life, sung by Jeremy Jordan. And it fit the character he played in the show really well, but no one had made an animatic for it. I had seen people ask someone to make an animatic for it, and I was just like, yes, this is my time, this is my moment. Now, at this point, I knew what animatics were, and I'd seen them, and I've been impressed by them, but I never thought that I could do one on my own. But I had some extra time on my hands in between semesters, and I was already posting my webcomic on Webtoon, so I gave it a shot. It took an entire summer, but I made Live Again the animatic following the AU I built for Lilith, which is my first video on this channel, and from then I just continued with it. I thought, you know what if we gave my character Lilith her own world and her own story, and then I created fodder. And I was fully intending to just do that. I created A Million Dreams, which I loved, Sheik's a Goddess, which I hated, All Time Low, which was fun, and that's when I got into Owl House and finally started getting views. My goal is to get back to fodder as soon as I can. My beloved babies have been neglected for too long. What's your favorite food? Banana pepper pizza. I'm vegetarian. Next question. What fandoms are you currently in? Currently? Definitely the Owl House, Amphibia, and Gravity Falls trifecta. Arcane, we're getting a season 2. Tangled the Series, Ben 10, Generator Rex, Code Lyoko, Secret Saturdays, Danny Phantom, Young Justice. My dad really got me into the X-Men 90s cartoon. Loved X-Men 97, if you couldn't tell by this short that I made. Star Wars, especially the animated series. I loved Clone Wars, I loved Rebels. A lot of indie animation right now. It's all so impressive that individual creators can create such amazing works. The list goes on. Biggest one for me right now is definitely Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I watched a bit of 2003 and grew up mainly with 2012, but ROTTMNT was immediately my favorite when I picked it up last year, and I know the TMNT fandom can get pretty crazy saying, this version is my favorite and all other versions are terrible, meh. Which, that's no way to be. All of them have their ups and downs, and isn't it better to enjoy a bunch of things in one franchise rather than alienate yourself to a tiny island of toxicity within the fandom? Let people like whatever turtles they want. Don't be negative and aggressive just because you don't get it. Sorry, that got way too off topic. Just go watch Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles if you're a fan of amazing animation. Have you ever thought about doing audio drama for your webtoon comic? Thought about it? Sure, but I don't like the sound of my own voice, so I'm probably not going to do it. I'm also the type of person that if I ever am watching an audio dub of a comic, I tend to mute it. I think that's just a me thing. Have you ever been to a fan convention? Oh, yes. I have been to Pensacon every year for the past 7-ish years, and I do full cosplay, and it's always a lot of fun. If you've never been to a convention, you are missing out. The reason I love Pensacon is because the entirety of downtown Pensacola gets in on it. I have met so many crazy cool people, and heck, next year 3 actors from Has-Been Hotel are gonna be there. It's gonna be phenomenal. From Blue Fox 1901. How did you get into drawing? So, like most people, I took art classes in elementary school and middle school, and I was not good at it. Like, at all. But in high school, I started to get a bit better. I stopped taking art classes, though, because I wasn't getting anything out of it. I like to draw faces, like people. I liked to observe people around me and see if I could capture it on paper. I didn't even get into, like, the anime cartoony style whatevers until I got into college. What inspires you when you create your videos? Honestly, it's entirely about the song. When I hear a song or even just an audio and it clicks with characters, it all just sort of comes together. And I can see the colors, I see the characters and their emotions, I can see everything harmonizing perfectly. The best way I can describe how it feels when inspiration strikes is the scene from Ratatouille where Remy is describing the complex flavors of food. It's all color and sound and movement. All I have to do is put it on a paper. I have a whole 4-hour playlist of just songs that I want to animate someday. Unfortunately, because I'm not the one finding the songs that I'm doing for the Trolls videos, that's why it's taking so long. You guys have to recommend the song, I have to hear it, and I have to wait for that. That same feeling, that same harmony needs to pop into my head. And for a lot of the songs that I went through, it wasn't happening, which is why there was such a big delay between part 1 and part 2. A song has to sit with me for like a month before I can start animating with it, which is why I do have the songs already planned. So for people that sent in their recommendations, thank you. I have the songs picked out now. I've had this planned out for a while, and I'm finally ready to get started, which is why I'm happy to announce that not only will there be a part 3 of Trolls, there will be a part 4! So to answer your question, once I'm done with part 4 of Trolls, that's it. I'm not doing this again because it was so difficult for me to find inspiration to storyboard everything, because the ideas just weren't happening. I mean, the reason I never wanted to do a sequel for the first part was because I really didn't like drawing Velvet and Veneer. I have a list of animated characters I don't like drawing, written down, and they are on the top of it. The lore and the story was the easy part, plus I was able to fix one of the things that bothered me the most about Trolls Band Together, and that was the inconsistency with how fast the trolls got drained. I mean, the entire movie, they were saying, oh, Floyd's gonna die, he's not gonna make it through this song, he's not gonna make it through that song, oh no. But then he was fine, up until the end of the movie. Where was the consistency? Where was the drama? Where are the stakes? So for this, I took what I established as canon and went with it. I figured using the machine that supposedly drains trolls faster than just regular bottles for this big number, while it's also being split between Velvet and Veneer, you know, that's gonna drain Branch a lot faster, which is why those streaks were coming in so quick. You know, it's just, I like a little consistency in my content. Anyway, to wrap this up, I figured I would share my schedule for videos. No, I never hammer down dates. I'm not going to pull a Frozen 2 and cut quality and storytelling for the sake of fitting into a timeline I would never have been able to meet. I can just tell you what order the videos are going to come out in. So, after this video, we are going to do Trolls Part 3 featuring the song I Need Your Love, specifically the cover by Pentatonics. You all had great suggestions, but I really wanted to do an a cappella song, and it took me ages to find the right one. I know that a lot of you wanted This Wish, the reprise version, but if I'm being honest, that song felt more like a rebellion song built up over years of mistreatment against a large group of people. So I could totally see this being a song that fits maybe in the first movie, where all of the trolls rise up against, you know, Chef for eating their kind for all this time. But this didn't feel like a song a bunch of 20 and 30-year-olds would sing at a pair of spoiled teenagers that kidnapped their brother one time. And thank you for these people who all recommended A Million Miles Away for part 4 of Trolls. I will be doing the reprise version because I think that fits the tone better. And after that, I'm going to do the origin story song for one of my characters. This is Freya. And I also like to do a prologue video that sort of summarizes the entire prologue of Fodder, so I can start posting those episodes up here on YouTube. And then I can finally start doing my original characters again. I can get them out of the closet. I'm trapped in a closet right now. Hello. Anyway, this video is long enough. I'm getting real tired, and I got trolls to animate, so I will see you in the next video. Bye!